An alto recorder. Go ahead and laugh if you like.
Why?
I don't know. You know what they say about those alto recorder girls?
Yeah,
They play at a slightly lower tone than the soprano recorders.
That's hot. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Otaku Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm Travis.
I'm Eric.
And we are Bookend Gaming. I'm gonna sing some more to annoy everybody. Doesn't work for you because you're actually a decent singer. Like I suck.
You're the Michiru.
Yeah, I am. I'm so cringe.
Give me my sour juice.
If you couldn't tell, it cut me deep. I've cried about it every day since. Oh, okay. So we came up with
a tune
a
for
song for something.
Makina's contest entry that
so she could win an Aurora.
Yes, or a zebra,
Or a zebra, right?
A year's worth of zebra.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
A bunch of zebras.
But we'll never hear from it again because this scene's probably about to end.
You're right. It doesn't matter.
But
cool. Let's start.
Okay, you start.
Oh God, I have
You're
to start with
Sachi.
a southern accent. That's already it's too much.
Certainly.
Certainly. Amine-san, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. Huh?
Oh God, I'm not ready either.
We didn't talk long
Ah,
enough.
yeah. Sachin, just the person I wanted to see. I seem to have offended Chirichirus just now. Could you apologize for me?
Certainly. I don't mind, but I'm in the middle of delivering something to Amine-san right now. Would you mind if I finish that job first?
Make it
Her ice cream.
Make it something cool and sincere. You know, something I would never say.
Just lie for me, please.
You can just put off Amine's request till later. She said so herself. No problem.
Liar. Well, in that case, I suppose it's all right.
Okay then. Good luck with Chirichiru. Yep. She ran away. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I was there. Kazami-san, I don't think I quite understand the situation.
Sachi's naturally confused, so I provide a brief summary of the circumstances.
I know, there's a bunch of dumb stuff.
I mansplain it all to her.
I see. So that's the nature of our problem.
After a moment of silent contemplation, Sachi seems to have reached a conclusion.
This is dumb. It seems that the ultimate cause of this incident was Amine-san's rash promise of assistance, so it would only be proper for her to offer an apology as well.
I see.
Of course, as I was off shopping in this time of crisis, I bear significant responsibility myself. By my best estimate, this situation is slightly less than 70% my fault.
69, you might say.
Nice.
Herm! I'm not surprised to hear you say that, but I have to disagree.
More than 80% then?
No. Your responsibility is pretty close to zero. I think we should probably have Amine own up to this one.
Yes, I think you may be right. That seems like an appropriate gesture of goodwill. Whatever Amine-san's intentions, Michiru-sama suffered as a result of her decision, so an apology appears to be warranted. However, as Maki-chan requested that I apologize, I fully intend to do so.
I see. In that case, shall we drag Amine along and make it a group apology? Those are fun.
Let's just all hug it out. Yes, certainly.
We were close to the end. I mean, this is kind of the same
It's still
thing,
the
but...
same, yeah. Therefore, could you apologize to Michiru-sama? Of course, I will be doing so as well.
We're gonna do a group thing!
Jeez. What a mess. I shouldn't have agreed so casually. All right. Please prepare to press your head against the ground until your forehead bleeds, as we shall be groveling at her feet in what is popularly referred to as the bloody kowtow.
The kowtow.
Popularly? Do you seriously think we need to grovel at her feet?
I just wanted to say kowtow.
Naturally. If by any chance Michiru-sama cannot find it in her heart to forgive us, I am fully prepared to atone for my misdeeds by cutting my stomach open on the spot.
Oh my god.
She's got a super-coup. Look, I'm sure she's going to forgive us even if we skip the groveling. And even if she doesn't, she's a bitch. I don't think you need to cut your stomach open. No, don't cut your stomach open, period. Are you quite sure? I remember reading that harakiri is the ultimate expression of atonement available to the Japanese. if disemboweling myself isn't a suitable act of penance, where do you suggest I make the cut?
No, nowhere. What's happening?
I really don't think you need to cut any part of yourself open. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. I see. If you're that certain, Amane-san, I will abandon that plan. Pulverization it shall be. Look, I'll apologize. I really will. So please stop saying stuff like that. Michiru! Michiru!
We can't tell if you're serious or not. Please stop.
Open the door. Please. If you don't hurry, this is going to get really, really ugly. Michiru-sama doesn't seem to be responding.
Did you just call me ugly?
Perhaps it was too much to hope she might forgive us. On an unrelated note, were you aware that the word pulverization comes from the Latin to reduce to dust? Michiru, open up! Hey, what the heck are you screaming about out here? This better be good. Michiru-sama is deeply upset. Clearly, a conventional apology will no longer suffice. Surface? Very well then, I shall. We are on the surface of Mars.
Offer a sacrifice.
Wait, Sachan, we haven't even asked yet. Hey, Michiru, will you forgive us if we apologize nicely, right? Oh, you will. You'll forgive us. Of course you will. Say you will. Huh? Forgive you? Don't be silly. That should be obvious. Oh, thank goodness.
Having fun talking to yourself?
I am. That's what I've already talked out. Even if you apologize, it's not like I'm going to forgive you or anything. Be beautiful.
Oh,
That's not what I needed from you right now.
Michiru, my friend, I really think you should drop the tsundere act for the time being.
Yeah, nobody knows what it is. Ugh. What are you saying? This isn't an act. I'm really angry for your information. I'm never ever going to forgive you. Got it? By the way, forgive you for what?
Too late, Sachi's dead.
Yeah. Just look over, she's slumped on the floor. Michiru-sama's wrath exceeds even my most dire expectations. I'm afraid the sacrifice of my body alone, oh yeah, will no longer suffice to make amends for our misdeeds. I assume you know what that means. Amane-san, you do understand that what I'm telling you, correct? Allow me to remove all possible confusion. We are going to atone for our sins by pulverizing ourselves. I assume that's acceptable.
I can pulverize you if you'd like.
It's time for an old-fashioned beat-off. Michiru, I'm really, sorry. So please forgive us. Like, right now, if you know what's good for you. What?
Oh,
I said I'm not going to forgive you, all right? Don't make me repeat myself. Incidentally, for what? Come on, why are you apologizing? Amane-san, allow me to demonstrate the proper procedure. Well then, which finger shall be the first to go? No! Huh? What? Hey, Yuji, what the heck's going on?
I don't know, but it's hilarious.
Is it?
Okay, to make a long story short, Makina asked Amane to sing, but she pushed the job off to you, ultimately resulting in your thorough humiliation. Sachi is planning to atone for this misdeed by pulverizing her fingers.
What? I don't get it. What does Sachi have to do with any of this?
Well, pretty much nothing, except we threw her in.
Right. Right. So why is she doing this? I am truly sorry. Although Maki-chan requested that I apologize in her place, that is no excuse for causing you such evident distress. Please allow me to atone for upsetting you by smashing my fingers into a bloody pulp. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not upset at you. I attempted to atone even though you weren't upset at me. I am truly, truly sorry. If it has come to this, I have no choice. Please allow me to atone for my blunder by cutting my stomach into a bloody...
What's going on?
I forgive you. So stop. Please just stop. Please. I'm sorry. I forgive you, so please forgive me. You're willing to forgive us? Look, see? Michiru said it's okay. Let's all just calm down. You are really, truly willing to forgive our misdeeds? Yes, really. I swear. It's all okay now, alright? Water under the bridge.
See, you can't date Sachi. She's gonna, go to the store sometime, bump into someone, and then cut her stomach open because she's sorry.
That's a risk. That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Hey, Michiru, what happened to your tsundere pride?
Why are you doing this? It's not like I'm lying or anything.
There we go. Okay, I don't think it counts if you just drop your real thoughts into a stock phrases.
Shut up, you. Anyway, I officially forgive you. So please stop saying disturbing stuff. As you wish. Well, that seems to be that. Amane-san, all's well that ends well. Thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you, Michiru.
Will someone please tell me, what is a tsundere?
Something to do with forgiveness? I'm relieved. For your information, it's not like all's well that ends well or anything. Well then, Amane-san, the next order of business would be your request from earlier. All your ice cream is now melted. Oh, I completely forgot. Were you able to find any of that super swirl ice cream? Yes, of course. It wasn't in Sanyo's ice cream corner, so I strongly considered slaying myself on the spot.
She's okay.
But fortunately, when I checked Shoei's on the opposite side of the station, I managed to find a single carton misplaced in the frozen food section. I'm not ashamed to admit that I wept tears of joy. Well then, I'm sorry for the delay. Here you are, the notorious, continuously sold out bunch of black Seth.
Herb. Seems it's completely melted in the heat.
I called it.
Nothing but ice cream soup at this point.
Delicious.
I imagine.
Let's make milkshakes.
Sachi's return to tranquility seems to have been short-lived, as she's currently exhibiting pronounced nystagmus. Nystagmus?
I have no idea.
In less technical terms, her eyes are spinning around like those of a cartoon animal that just took an anvil to the head.
She pulls a sword out from behind her back.
It says, Acme, in big red letters.
Sachan? Hey, no big deal. It's the heat. There's nothing you can do about that. I failed to acquire the...
I mean, you didn't fail to acquire it. You still have it.
Right, it's still there.
A careless mistake of this sort must be a truly bitter pill to swallow, considering Sachi's obsessive devotion to her duties and sudden urge to kill herself at the slight minor inconvenience.
Right.
Her evident dismay is almost disturbing to watch. No one seems to know what to say. Oddly enough, the first of us to speak is Michiru! And stranger still, she does so in a bright, cheerful voice that cuts decisively through the awkward atmosphere.
Ah! Awesome! What a coincidence! That's perfect! Huh? Hey, Sachi, hurry up and hand that over. Man, talk about nice timing.
She is going to make milkshakes.
Right?
She's going to bring all the boys to the yard.
I'm sorry. What are you talking about? Thing is, I absolutely love eating this ice cream when it's nice and gooey. I was just thinking I'd go put some out in the sun for a while, and here you are with a whole carton already melted. Perfect timing. What are the odds?
I can calculate those for you.
Really? You betcha. Come on, fork it over. I'm going to chug it down right away. It's going to go straight to my thighs.
Forcefully seizing the liquid ice cream from the dubious Sachi, Michiru peels the lid off the carton with a smile. The contents slosh thickly against the sides of the container. Thanks to the ominous color of the black sesame, it resembles nothing so much as a deep, dark swamp.
Down the hatch! Blech. Blech. Just now, I thought I heard something like a sob of agony.
No, I'm just practicing my vampire.
You're hearing things. Hooah! Hooah! So good! That's what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I needed.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, it all worked out for the best, Sachan. Look how happy Michiru is.
So it would seem. We're lying to her like a child.
Right?
Her face may be...
So she doesn't kill herself.
stained a disturbing shade of gray, but just look at that smile.
Bleh. Just now, I thought I heard something like an irrepressible moan of profound suffering. Hearing things again. I fairly clearly said, nice jarb. What are you, coach? Melting that ice cream.
Nice job.
That's a good jarb, Homestar. Ah, I see. I'm very happy I could be a help to you, Michiru-sama. And yet, there's no avoiding the fact that I have utterly failed to fulfill Amane-san's request. In the end, it didn't even matter. I think I must seek atonement through pulverization after all.
Oh, my lord.
No, that's really okay, you know. Don't be silly. There's no problem either. That's no problem either. I got a nice stash in my fridge that I will kindly bestow on Amane. It's nice and cool. I'm sure she'll be pleased. What? Really?
That doesn't change anything.
I'll go get it. So you just wait a second. Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
We do got Hanna-Barbera sound effects going on.
Yeah. Here you go. The ice cream. Thank you very much. It's not like I brought it out for your sake or anything.
Oh, Tsundere, I get it.
You're just a liar.
You say exactly what you're thinking, but then add or anything at the end. I really
Pretty
think
much.
She's straining the suspension of disbelief on that one. But as a kind and thoughtful man, I tactfully decide to keep that opinion to myself.
I saved the day.
Haha.
Okay, Sachin, I'll give you half. How about we go eat it in the lobby? Oh, are you sure? Of course. Need to give you a little thanks for your work, after all. Very well. Thank you very much. Enjoy if you must, but don't think I'll let you off easy.
Amane walks off with Sachi in tow. Michiru watches them until they're out of sight, gingerly rubbing her belly with both hands.
I'm pregnant.
What?
What are you looking at?
For a tsundere, you're remarkably considerate at times.
What are you talking about? I really do like my bunch of black sesame melted. Not that it's any of your business. Blech.
Bleh.
She does have a vampire tooth.
That's true. I see. All right, then, if you say so.
Hey, don't get any funny ideas, okay?
You really have to point out that she's a tsundere, like, just with every second.
It's her only...
I guess,
her
but I mean...
entire personality.
It's like, I don't know. It's weird. Like what?
She has that one dimension, and that is it. Like, I drank the ice cream because... Wait, you're really not suspicious? In that case, I don't need to tell you anything. Humph.
Yes, you don't really need to tell me. On a completely unrelated subject, tell me everything. Take a few of these. It's Sirogan, herbal remedy. Does wonders for indigestion.
I just happen to have them on me.
Definitely not truth serum or anything.
Yeah, it's not Rufalin or anything. Ugh, they stink. What are you thinking giving this to a girl? I mean, is this stuff even medicine? They look more like little balls of dirt. Oh, those are my dirt balls. Give those back.
Quit yapping and swallow a few. It'll help a bit.
That's what I tell the ladies too.
You feel terrible, don't you?
Yeah, Yuji.
What? Spit it out. The drugs are... At?
At least sugarcoat them, idiot. Blech. Gee, yerk.
I see. It seems I'm still somewhat lacking in consideration towards women.
No.
God, I can just never give them the drugs. The bitter scent of uncoated Sirogan pills tickles my nose as I turn away from the tsundere woman's room. Who could that be?
Yeah, which one?
It might be a simple misunderstanding on my part, but I'm beginning to think she may have a surprisingly thoughtful side. Whoa!
She's not an alien.
This school doesn't employ a gym teacher.
That's lame. It just cuts to the next day.
And yet our curriculum includes regularly scheduled physical education periods. It's said that late in the course of a certain war, a dearth of instructors meant the intensive training of new conscripts was truly worthless. It was continued mainly to keep up appearances. Similar motives probably apply in this case.
Okay.
With no teacher, this class of course, educational in name alone. Essentially, it's no different from the recreation periods we were assigned at my previous school.
I don't know the recess theme, otherwise I'd hum it.
Yeah, I never watched that, really.
I watched it a little bit. It was kind of that weird middling area where I wasn't watching cartoons anymore.
Right.
And then I went back to watching cartoons
We
again.
already loved Doug, so we didn't need recess.
Exactly. Doug and Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Cat Dog.
We're simply given independent drill time in which we're free to pursue whatever exercise we deem necessary to maintain our physical condition. All right, I'm going for a run. Anyone want to come along?
No. What? Why the heck would anyone go running in this ridiculous heat? Are you nuts?
Gotta change into our gym shorts first. I've heard that overindulgence in runner's high can develop into a legitimate addiction. Do be careful.
Maybe we could go to the beach instead.
I was gonna run to the beach. Look, you guys, this is gym class, okay? Would it kill you to at least change into more appropriate clothing?
I was going to run to find better company. Well,
Yeah, I know, Sachi. It's a maid uniform specialized for physical exercise, right? Good enough. How about the rest of you? Come on. This school's athletic clothes are totally lame. Nobody wants to wear that tracksuit thing, you know? But it's got the cool red shorts that are amazing.
Right? They may not. What if it's an actual tracksuit?
That's true. Don't be spoiled. Compared to the baby blue sweats JSDF recruits get, it's downright fashionable.
What the hell is JSDF?
I don't know.
Come on, don't be too hard on her. I'll tag along on your run, okay? I'll probably knock myself out.
You're not wearing the right clothes either, you know.
Well, yeah, there's no way I can wear these things at my age.
Obviously, I need a sports bra.
I mean, if the top was a full zip, it might be slightly less dorky. But seriously, those rubber bits on the pants are just awful.
So what? It's perfectly functional.
Yeah. All right. Want to start off with a sprint? Get the let out, soldier, or whatever.
Actually,
shut up! Bye!
Don't come crying to me if you get exhausted halfway through.
Yeah, you won't get exhausted if you're wearing a tracksuit. Ah, jeez. There they go. Unbelievable. What's the appeal of running around in this brutal weather?
Amanee's been worrying about her weight lately. She's probably trying to sweat off some pounds.
Well then, what shall the rest of us do? Whatever. Do we really have to do anything? Doing nothing sounds good to me. Work for you, Yumiko?
Yes, it's not as if we've been assigned any particular activity. If we're just out here to get our fresh air, it seems to me that we're free to do whatever we please. Within reason, of course. No orgies.
Damn it.
I myself will be reading in the shade of the trees over there, if you need me.
I mean, there could be orgies. I'm still convinced that this is like a weird breeding school. What? Hey, you! Where the heck did that lounge chair come from?
They do become sexual just at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
Funny thing about that, I simply muttered to myself, the only thing I want to do on such a hot day is quietly read in the shade with a nice cold lemon soda. And before I knew it, a thoughtful maid had graciously made the necessary preparations.
Which one? Sachi, this is your doing? Ah, yes. If you'd like me to, Usama, I can of course do the same for you. Sounds kind of nice in a way, but I'm not really a big fan of just sitting around for long periods of time. Or running.
I mean, we found you sitting and staring at the ocean.
Yeah.
Well, suit yourself. You're not supposed to remember that.
No, that was a different episode.
Do try your best not to disturb me.
That girl needs a serious attitude adjustment.
I'm still right here. Okay, I'm gonna get started with my training routine.
Training? What are you planning to do exactly?
Well, let's see. Thought I'd start with some light aerobic exercise to get my nitric oxide... Oh, Jesus. My nitric oxide levels up. Then practice my Kazami-style super self-defense techniques.
What? Super self-defense? You for real? That sounds completely bogus.
For reals, playa.
Is that why you've been hanging out with Yuji so much lately? You're learning more of his nonsense?
What are you calling nonsense? Am I doing the voice right? It feels like I'm off.
I don't know. It's probably different every episode.
True.
It's always weeks between recordings, so.
We live in a society where the weak are hunted as prey.
You get what you fucking deserve.
Self-defense is incredibly important, you know, and this is the super version. Underestimate it at your own peril.
Well, I guess I understand where you're coming from. I'm more wondering if he's actually teaching you anything useful. Yeah, just let me take off my clothes. This is what he told me to do.
If you're that dubious, feel free to put it to the test. Come at me, bro!
Your funeral, here I go! Point!
Hiya! Wow! I wasn't expecting you to point. No! Help me! Tuna fish man!
God, I hope I don't have to do tuna
Tuna.
I'm never gonna remember how to do tuna fish man.
I made a special outro for that one.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. Ugh, shut up! Who the heck is Tuna Fish Man? Can you explain how shrieking at me is a self-defense technique, let alone a super one?
You don't know Tuna Fish Man? Huh? Chiru? You really need to have everything spoon-fed to you?
I'm still waiting on that poster. God, you piss me off sometimes. Don't give me that blank stare.
Okay, listen carefully. I'll spell that out for you. However much you practice this sort of stuff, when push comes to shove, you're usually going to be too scared to move. So rather than learning martial arts and building up a lot of dangerously unfounded confidence, your first priority should be to practice screaming for help really loud.
That's my purse! I don't know you! What the heck? How is that self-defense? You're just relying on other people's help. But from what I've heard, she's not mistaken on this point. For one thing, if you call for help, your assailant will typically be taken aback. Michiru-sama, you instinctively released your grip on Makina
Chan.
when she shouted, did you not? Well, come on, anybody's gonna get a little surprised if you start screaming in their face like that. Indeed, according to Kazami-san, the majority of criminals will begin a mugging attempt by intimidating their victim and warning them to keep quiet. But
if you yell tuna fish man in their face,
start ripping pieces off of yourself and throw them at them. When you consider the matter logically, such a threat is necessary precisely because their job will be made very difficult if you shout. Of course, some people do suggest that it's safest to offer no resistance whatsoever and do as the criminal tells you. But then again, ready obedience may cause the criminal to think of you as a spineless wimp, escalating their confidence and greed. It seems there have been a fair number of such cases that ended in murder.
Murder!
Murder most foul.
In other words, step 1 is to scream your heart out. If you make enough noise, the criminal will definitely be startled, and you'll get worried someone might show up and catch them. At that point, hurting their victim is going to seem like a desperate, risky move. They'll probably decide it's smarter to run away without doing anything.
Tsundere bonus.
I see. It sort of makes sense now. But what if you happen to run into a stubborn criminal and there's nobody around to help? Seems kind of pointless.
Then you dick punch.
Then you're dead.
But wait, there's more. Call it in the next 5 minutes. You're going to be frozen with fear at first, but when you scream, your whole body naturally relaxes a little bit. That paralyzing tension in your muscles will loosen up, and you'll be able to move again. After that, it's time to launch your counterattack.
Counterattack? What does that involve?
Okay, Chiru, you're playing the criminal, specifically a mugger with a knife. Got it?
Fine, whatever. A knife, huh? Is it in my right hand or my left?
Doesn't matter. The heck does that matter? But even as I speak, I'm hiding my dominant arm behind my back. You flinched a bit, you know. I'm willing to bet a certain thought just ran through your head. Does she have a weapon back there? Well, do I?
You feel lucky, punk? Do ya?
And now comes the standoff. The fierce stare-in match drags on, and the seconds tick by. The criminal weighs her options over and over again. Fight, run. Even as she wavers indecisively, her attention is gradually drawn to the movements of my hidden hand, the slight shifts of my right shoulder. After all, who knows what I've got back here, right?
She just throws a crawfish in her face. It's blue!
Might be a knife, might be a gun, maybe it's a crawfish. Hell! Might be a can of hairspray. I could fire in her eyes, or even a cell phone I could throw to break her guard.
My phone.
The more she worries, the more her eyes are glued to the very twitch of my muscles. Her focus grows tighter and tighter. By simply hiding my right arm, I've not only held my assailant's moves in check, I've gained control of her thoughts, and now...
Huh?
Oh
my god!
Hadouken!
Splendid.
I know, right? An explosive approach to point-blank range, aiming at the solar plexus, jaw, nose, or whatever vital spot takes my fancy at the moment. A vicious headbutt without a moment's hesitation. It's a brutal human bullet attack.
Oh, you just disappeared for a second.
How'd you do that? You broke my nose.
It's gone.
Indeed, that's the slide dash combo, my B-side move. When a person is intensely concentrating on something, in particular, they get serious tunnel vision, you know? By abruptly sliding your body outside that narrow field of focus, they'll momentarily lose track of you entirely. In that moment, you charge in to attack.
What are you doing, Michiru-sama? Do you want to be dragged off to jail in disgrace? Counterattack! Counterattack! I beg of you!
Oh no, a girl fight.
Ugh, you little... Good thing Yuji's not here to ruin it.
Oh ho! Oh ho! Even if your opponent works herself into an irrational frenzy and lunges at you, you can't get flustered and try to flee. Long ago, a Spartan mother said these wise words: if you have time to lament your sword is too short, take a step closer to the enemy. At times like this, fight your instincts and take one bold step towards the enemy.
What's she saying about the length of my sword?
To not worry about it.
Impossible.
When you charge forward fearlessly, the enemy will instinctively pull her upper body back in fear of another headbutt. And as her center of gravity shifts, you reach out and give her a sharp little shove on the shoulders.
Hey!
Easily throwing her off balance entirely, see? Now there's the option of immediately launching a tackle towards her unstable lower body, grabbing her around the knees, and yanking up to land an easy knockdown. But we've actually got an even better option here. As the criminal braces herself in an attempt to avoid falling over backward, I reach out, grab her by the scruff of her neck, and pull her back towards me.
What?
By pulling your opponent in the same direction she's swinging her body, it's possible to draw her towards you at a considerable speed. Now, you simply give her a light jab to the jaw. The force of her momentum will turn it into an effective counterpunch, leading to a nice little concussion, like so. Kapowie!
Just beating her ass.
If your opponent happens to collapse on the ground in a heap, her eyeballs shaking in their sockets like jello in an earthquake, that's your chance.
Kick her.
Make good use of the boots on your feet. Fire off a nice hard blow to the throat and crush her windpipe. Or if the mood strikes you, kick her hard in the gut and rupture her internal organs. Like this!
Jesus!
And finally, when your opponent stops twitching, cautiously leave the scene of the crime. Run!
Everyone just leaves her out there bloodied.
Right up to the nearest police officer and shout, "Please help me, I've been assaulted by a ruffian." Like so. Now you try.
Please help me, I've been assaulted by a ruffian.
Okay, perfection!
Ugh, perfect. My ass. If anything, you're the ruffian here. Ugh.
Ah, crap. That's right. I forgot about broadcasting my victimhood during the fight. Okay, so when you launch a headbutt or a kick or whatever, yell something like, "Please stop," or "Someone, anyone," every time you land a hit, okay? Make sure you remember that part. It's important stuff.
Playing the victim even as you rain down excessive violence on the enemy and utterly rob her of any ability to defend herself. This truly is super self-defense, Maki-chan.
See, we are learning something. This is
Right?
physical education. Well, it only went this well because the opponent was Chiru. Oni-chan said to try to stick to the shouting, you know? According to him, martial arts are something you practice in order to gain the courage to scream when you need to.
In other words, it's a school of self-defense aimed at a safe escape rather than a victorious fight.
Now you've got the idea.
Don't give me that crap. I'm with Michiru on this one. I thought you left. It's really not a good idea to take anything that meathead says at face value. She ran like 2 steps. Like, I give up.
This sucks.
Yeah.
Yumiko's over under the trees. This is why I sit alone.
Just sipping her soda.
Whoa, I'm a knee. Back already?
Ugh, what was I thinking? It's so goddamn hot. Just one lap around the school and I'm totally soaked in sweat. Running in this weather was just insane. I'm dying.
Should have put on the PE uniform.
Right?
What about Oni-chan? Where'd he go?
I kicked him in the throat while he was down like you told me to. That man cannot be human. He ran calmly off towards the station with his cool look on his face. He's a cyborg. There's no other explanation.
I'm just a love machine.
Kazami-san himself did once say, "I was just made that way, if I remember correctly." This is the last straw. Someone needs to tell him off. How dare he teach Makina all this crap? It's his fault Ugh. By the way, anyone want to tell me why Michiru's lying in a heap on the ground? Or why she's covered head to toe in mud?
That's pretty normal. It's very simple. You see, I am the victim here.
Sorry, I'm an idiot. I really don't follow.
Is this one of those tsundere things? I think I'm even more lost than before. Soon after, having returned to the athletic grounds, I ended up having to apologize to Michiru over something or other in order to deflect a mysterious fit of violent indignation. And to this day, I have no idea what she was so angry about. Oh, he's telling us the story of how we met her mother.
Yeah.
And that's how I met your Aunt Amane.
No wonder this is so disjointed. He's terrible at telling stories.
We're going to the beach!
Yeah. No, we're not. It's never going to happen. And that's the bell. Wait, she's not Southern. This seems to be a good point to stop anyway. That will be all for today's modern Japanese class.
At the sound of the bell, the principal promptly cuts off the lesson and puts away her chalk. Her consistent punctuality in these matters is reminiscent of a clock-punching civil servant counting down the years until retirement. Perhaps I should try to learn from her examply. I'm sure I will spend the rest of the webisode doing so.
Yeah.
Which means it's feeding time at long last. Let's stick our snouts in the trough and snarf up our slop while squealing like starved hogs.
That's hot. I'll let that unpleasant remark slide. But your table manners had better be good today, got it?
But I was gonna snarf. Yes.
Snarf, snarf.
Snarf, snarf.
Oh, one last thing. We're having music class this afternoon, so please make sure you head to the correct classroom.
Music class? Even as she passes on this reminder, the principal is efficiently putting away her textbooks. As soon as the words are out of her mouth, she exits the classroom with the cheerful expression of an office lady thinking over her lunch.
Come to think of it, it's been a while since we had music class.
Yeah, we've never mentioned it before this. Isn't that strange?
Do any of us know how to play instruments?
This is the first time I've selected music for my afternoon elective. What's the class like at this school?
Well, the room looks exactly like this, and it's all the same people. I don't think it's really that different from what you find in any other school, but I guess we do a lot of choral songs? Like, Moldova or whatever.
Oh.
I get it. Are you maybe talking about the Moldau by Smetana?
Obviously.
What?
Moldova.
Huh? Wasn't that something to do with stock prices? Yeah, the Dow Jones isn't involved, but whatever. Moldova, sure, I guess. Okay, I think you just gave up.
I give up.
Yeah, what?
But that teacher with the cabbage roll hair sounded like she was about to bust into a song or something. Twirls around and shakes her derriere. That just sounds like a B-52 song. We'd be doing
rock crawfish.
We're doing an instrumental performance this time, An instrumental performance? We're supposed to bring our favorite musical instrument. He's gonna have us perform some song together, I guess. It's been nearly 2 weeks since she looked at me. Since the last music lesson. But did he really say that? You're prone to delusions, Yumi-chan, so maybe it sounded like something else to you? That's definitely what he said, though. If you've got that much confidence, I suppose I'll have to take your word for it.
Okay, but how am I supposed to pick a favorite instrument all of a sudden? Kind of a tricky question. Well, obviously you had 2 weeks to do it. Alright, let's use the lunch period to look over our options. It'll be easier to settle on our preferences that way. I choose the triangle. Look over our options? What, you want to get someone to open up the music storage room for us? Who could that be? What are you talking about, Amane? We've got Sachi right here. Oh,
She's like an awesome drummer. It seems
she's like Animal.
Yeah. It seems she's suggesting we have our dedicated miracle worker pull musical instruments out of her hat.
I don't wear a hat. I understand what you're trying to say, Michiru-sama, and it would be my pleasure. As you wish.
No, I'm going to pull them out of my locker.
I'm going to pull them out of my sexy underwear. I shall now strip to the nude.
Of course she will.
The hell? Nobody asked for a classroom striptease. Hey,
I did.
You're not going to give me a beach episode. At least let me have this. I'm sorry. I was under the impression that you wanted to look me over as a potential option in order to settle your preferences.
Right?
Have I perhaps thought they misinterpreted your words, Michiru-sama?
That's why we want to go to the beach.
Right? Yes, very badly. It's hard enough keeping up with the Tsundere act. Don't tack on bi-curious, too. Why not? So she just came out and said the Tsundere thing is an act.
Oh, what a ridiculous human being.
Well, whatever. Let's get this a trial run, Sachi. Get us a musical instrument.
Just one.
I don't mind, but could you be more specific? Let's see.
The Zeusophone.
Okay. A simple soprano recorder sounds good. Sounds good for starters.
A didgeridoo.
Yes, certainly.
Just all of them played.
A theremin. As soon as she's formally... That's the one that's like Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Received her order. Sachi runs over to her locker in the usual manner.
Thank you for your patience. Here we are.
In no time at all, she returns to Michiru and hands over the requested wind instrument.
Yep, there we go. This is a soprano recorder, all right. Wait, what the heck? Why does this thing have my name engraved on the back?
I stole it.
Recorders are very easy to misplace or confuse, so I thought it would be best to mark it with the owner's name beforehand. Wait, does that mean you could just crank out personalized recorders for all of us if we asked?
Just open up an Etsy shop.
Yes. Any name containing 8 characters or less shouldn't pose any difficulties. Freaky! That's amazing, but also kind of freaky.
Well, I'm impressed. Sachi, not only did you prepare the instrument instantly, you're apparently a fairly competent engraver.
Thank you very much.
Ooh.
I'm back here now.
I'm going to sit on this desk. Noki dokie then. As Chiru is currently backing away while quivering ever so slightly, I'll be taking command here. Everybody, think of an instrument you want to try out, then pass on your request to Sachin, okay?
Skin flute.
Yeah, sounds reasonable. Excellent! Party time, ya bums! Decide on your requests within the next 5 minutes.
Okay.
We did it.
Oof, here we are.
Seems our preparations are complete. I choose Kitar.
Indeed. Fortunately, I was able to obtain the items as requested.
Oh, we don't know what they chose. While I've been sitting here reading my paperback, Sachi has been methodically carrying musical instrument cases of various shapes and sizes into the classroom. This seems to be the last of them.
I can't wait to see a bunch of chibi characters playing them.
Yeah. By the way, what did you go with, Sakaki? It's Sakaki and a recorder, you asshat. Sorry, didn't quite catch that. I said you're an asshat. An alto recorder. Go ahead and laugh if you like.
Why?
I don't know. You know what they say about those alto recorder girls?
Yeah, they
play at a slightly lower tone than the soprano recorders.
That's hot. It's like sultry.
I don't really think it's anything to get that defensive about. Definitely a bit of a surprising choice, though. True that. Yubi-chan's a princess and all, so I sort of had this mental image. Your posture is all wrong. Again, shouts the strict old bag. Start over every 10 seconds till you get it right. Every proper lady's got to learn the violin or whatever.
Cello, for sure.
Or piano. No, I didn't have any lessons in the arts of any sort. The only instrument I'm capable of playing decently is the recorder I learned as a child.
Huh. Sakaki-san has her cute side too, it would seem.
Suo-san!
Sorry. I couldn't help myself. The urge to tease you was just too strong.
But I specifically said not to do that.
I asked you and everything.
I understand that she's upset, but why glare at me?
Because you're a boy.
All right, then. What instrument did you pick, Suo-san?
That was Yumiko.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well,
I went with this.
Nice. With
All
obvious
right,
relish,
then.
Amane takes her instrument from its case and gives it a vigorous strum. I see. You chose an electric guitar, Amane.
Oh, I thought this was a drum.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought this was a xylophone.
Female students and guitars go together pretty nicely, right?
I mean, sure. Well, I suppose it does feel like the most appropriate possible choice in your case.
You think so? Yeah, it kind of fits your image. I guess, like you'd play a gig, then go have casual sex in the men's bathroom, maybe.
That's exactly what I would do. You get me.
How'd you see that? You people are seriously determined to make me out as a slut.
I guess I'll just be one and prove you guys wrong. Or wait.
What is this, Breakfast Club?
Just a thought here. If she has a problem with her image, maybe she could try to break the habit of aggressively mashing her tits against people. I mean, she just does it to you.
All right.
Thing is, though, I only really know 3 guitar chords or so.
You can play like 90% of songs.
Yeah, exactly. You only need 3 chords. It's like, I think it's 4 chords, most songs.
Yeah. That's
I'm lost.
Tsundere girl.
What the heck? You can't even play that thing? Okay, then. So what did you pick, Michiru?
Grandma. Dragon Claw.
B sharp. B sharp.
B sharp.
I went with the obvious choice.
Do you want to learn to play guitar or not? Yes. Then don't touch one! Michiru proudly brandishes an enormous musical instrument. A harp? How'd you hide that?
That's right. A perfect fit for an intellectual like myself, don't you think?
No, not in the least.
That's not going to go with my electric guitar. I'd be hard-pressed to think of a less appropriate choice.
Yeah, what kind of band is this gonna be?
If anything, I kind of feel bad for the instrument.
Let's reconsider your options. Why don't you try to make music by rubbing your twin tails together? Why am I the only one getting all these nasty comments? Also, harps are apparently really heavy. Way too freaking heavy.
Not to worry, I will now provide you with a musical instrument ideally suited to your capabilities. You don't get to choose.
Zip?
Really?
Yeah. I quietly nod to Sachi, who hands Michiru a small xylophone
Hey!
used in the school's public announcement broadcasts.
A xylophone?
Dubious as your physical strength may be, I think you should be able to handle this, right?
What's more, if you simply hit the bars in order from one end to the other, you get a nice little melody they play before announcements. Bing, bong, bing. Gah! What the hell? Am I some kind of circus chimpanzee?
I don't know. Are you?
No one seems willing to answer that question. Apparently I'm not the only one who thinks that performing ape is actually a pretty good match for Michiru in the brains department.
Is she really that dumb?
I don't know. They're really terrible to her.
Yeah, she gets it the worst out of everybody.
Whatever. So, what did you pick, Makina?
I got myself a synth. Nice.
Jeez.
As she speaks, Makina immediately sounds off a demonstration note. I think that was a chord, but all right.
Well, this particular model can't synthesize new sounds, so it might be simpler to describe it as a keyboard.
I'm more interested in knowing how on earth you got your hands on such a large, expensive instrument.
Yes, it's clearly not feasible to keep an item of this size stocked in my locker, so I launched a raid on the music storage room and took custody of this instrument.
But nobody has anything to say about the harp.
Right.
It must not be like the big kind that sits on the ground.
It's probably one of like the ones you
A
hit on
strummy,
sit on your hip.
Yeah.
A raid, she says.
I don't have 2 hours put aside for that.
So basically, we might as well have just gone to the storage room in the first place.
Yeah, but then we would have had to do it.
Yeah, we would have had to change the background and everything.
So it would seem, yes. Yeah, anyway, keyboards are pretty cool. This thing can make all sorts of sounds, you know, like boom and boom. And what would you use them for? For example... By the way, Chiru, Oni-chan complimented your twin tails the other day.
Huh? Really?
She's playing the harp.
Yeah.
Like so.
I'm not your freaking guinea pig.
Or maybe... Wow, Yumi-chan slashing her own clothes to shreds with a box cutter? What is happening
Okay,
right
so
now?
it is a synthesizer then. It's not.
You're right.
I guess it's just a keyboard that has sound effects.
Yeah,
That's still a synthesizer.
I thought they were pretty much interchangeable words.
Yeah, right?
I don't know what sort of person you think I am, but if you think I'm actually going to play along, you are severely mistaken.
God, we can never have nice things.
Yumi-chan's no fun. Should have asked Sachi.
No, I really don't think you can blame her on this one.
Yes! Beat you to it.
She's using it in strange ways, but the versatility of this instrument might make a good fit for Makina, as a complement to her limited powers of self-expression. Well then, last up would be Sachi. What instrument did you choose?
Please, not the microphone.
It's going to be drums.
I decided on this.
Oh yeah, we need a singer.
No.
With a smile, Sachi places a block of wood, slightly larger than a tissue box, on top of her desk. What's this thing? There's 2 metal rods sticking out of it, but it doesn't really look like an instrument.
Is it that, like,
Wait,
it's a
is it a
theremin.
theremin?
Yeah.
You continue to impress me, Kazami-san. You're familiar with the theremin?
From books, yes. This is the first time I've actually laid eyes on one.
Oh my god. Hey, what? What the heck is that thing? Theremin? It sounds like a nickname you'd give someone named Terumi.
The theremin is an unusual musical instrument invented in Russia. Apparently, it requires no physical contact from its performer. Simply by positioning your hands in the air, you can control the volume and pitch of the sounds it produces.
Oh my god, she's a Jedi. Wow, you're pretty knowledgeable yourself, Sakaki-san.
Betcha she saw the name on the net somewhere, then ran a search thinking it'd be some cute Hello Kitty character.
What an idiot.
What? Oh, jeez. All right, we're joining a band.
I guess.
A theremin, two recorders,
Yes.
an
An electric guitar.
a guitar, and whatever we play.
A keyboard.
Yeah, keyboard.
And then whatever, we have.
It's gonna be weird.
It's not going to sound good at all.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, xylophone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So you're like... What, like a band that has a... What are you, Mumford & Sons? You got like 50 instruments on the stage?
Yes.